What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So, as you can see, it's snowing. It's late winter here in Old Ridge, and it's time to get started on the groundwork. We are over here, if I bring my HUD back up, we are over here on Field 6, getting ready to spread some manure. I have the case over on, if we tab around here, I have the case over here on the home field, on one side of the home field, mulching in the alfalfa. This mulcher is, well, it's multiple things. It's a mower, it's a stump cutter, it's also a cultivator. So basically what it's doing is it's cultivating in the alfalfa, which is fine because I'll come over here, spread manure, and then plow it in anyway. But I kind of wanted to do something a little different. As you can see, I have planted, 4 fields of lag. Alfalfa lags real bad for me, plus the fact that the tractor has its lights on and all of that. So we're not going to spend a great deal of time over here, just because of the lag and the snow and everything else. But now, hopefully, he will make this turn. He's already got around the tree once, so he should be okay. Hopefully, this will all go smooth, and I won't have to mess with it, and we won't have to come over here and deal with the lag fields too much. So I do really want to get the manure spread on these new fields, though, that we bought, so we can get started on the groundwork. So one thing I've decided to do is kind of suspend the storyline for right now until, because as you guys probably know, I make a lot more videos than Mike does. Mike is, he's on a schedule. He sticks to it. He makes videos when he can, and pretty much by his schedule, which is great. I have a lot more time to make videos, so I pretty much make videos all the time. So until we can get synced back up, because he is, because he's got Justin's wedding coming up and everything, so he's a little bit behind me as far as time goes in the storyline. So I'm just going to suspend it until we can catch up. Obviously, if you guys watch Mike's videos, which I hope you do, you know that I've been asked to be an usher in Justin's wedding. I am more than happy to do that. I think that's awesome. I'm really honored by that, Also, we're going to have a parade around the village, with our tractors and everything. Justin's asked everybody to drive a tractor, if they can, to the wedding, and to wear a set of clean overalls. I had to go out and buy a set of clean overalls because I realized I didn't have any. But I will shine up the case here, although the snow is doing a pretty good job of that. So, we'll shine up the new case, and I'll be absolutely honored to be a part of this celebration, and it should be a lot of fun. So anyway, let's get spreading some manure. Now, we all know how manure works in this game. This is probably going to go fairly quickly, especially the fact that this field is kind of an odd shape. So I would imagine it's going to take quite a few trips back and forth. I was seriously considering bringing a pile up here of manure just so I didn't have to go back and forth hedge quite so many times, but then I realized, you know what, there's no real place to put it over here, so I'll just do it this way for now. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and down this way a couple of times, and then I'm going to come back and go the other direction on the other side of the field. I thought about cutting this field to sort of make it a little bit more user-friendly, but you know what? That's, again, sort of changing the map to suit my own, laziness or my own, whatever. And I don't really want to do that. So I think I'll just leave it the way it is and work it and, put up with the weird shape and all that. Because, just like in real life, there are weird shaped fields that you're going to have to deal with, so. If I was smart, I would back up and not drive through the hedge. So a couple of things I've done. You can see up there the money, $133,956. I have sent the rest of the money, $46,448 to be exact, to Shawnee B to pay off the combine. The bank took, we came to agreement, the bank took $62,300 and something dollars. So, for their incidental payments. So they're all set now, for the month. Luckily, once you make an incidental payment, you don't have to pay again for 2 months, so that's handy. Now, I think what I'll do is try to catch this very edge of this, and then we'll start going up and down here, I think. And hopefully not waste too much of this, because, obviously don't want to spread it on the road or on the, the grass if we can help it. Just because, we do have a lot of manure, but it is a finite amount, and I have quite a few fields I need to spread. So we still have a little bit of money left, I don't necessarily need anything at the moment, so I don't know that I'm going to spend it. probably wouldn't be a bad idea to keep some, you know, just for, you know, what ifs or in case anything comes up. It's great to be doing groundwork now. I really enjoy this process too. I enjoy, you know, that's one cool thing about soil mod, you know, spreading muck and working the ground and all that. Because, you know, you guys know you don't have to do it in the vanilla game. If you do it, it's your own choice, you know, but it doesn't really, I mean, obviously spreading manure will provide fertilizer benefit, but this, you know, this is basically just startup, you know what I mean? This gets some end in the ground, gets the fields ready to be, you know, turned and everything. And then, you know, you have to continue and do other stuff to get the soil ready. So this video may not be the best quality, and I apologize for that. You know, the lag is what it is with, you know, with the alfalfa and with my computer, with the way, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to try to stay away from the alfalfa as much as possible, just because we all know that's where the lag is going to be, you know, the worst. So now, I don't need to get every, you know, square inch of this field, but I don't really want to miss too much. One thing I didn't really consider was that this field is already sort of plowed. I don't know how that's gonna affect the actual plowing of this field. Hopefully, I'll be able to plow it again. If not, we can always just cultivate it, I guess. You know, just to get it sort of worked in, you know. Because muck, as you guys probably know, in the soil mod is something that has to be worked into the soil to get the maximum benefit. So, okay, now we can jump back in the cab and turn the beacons on. I should probably lift up my loader a little bit. I could have probably took that off, but that's okay. We'll head back to the dairy farm, get another load of muck. I'd like to, at the very least, get these two fields done in this episode. So, oh, the case is done. Now, he's not done because I've only got him doing half the field, but I will get him on the other half at some point here. So, yeah, the lag is not great. You know, and again, it's a lot of there's a lot of factors involved in what's causing the lag. The snow, well, it's probably hail actually, but I'm calling it snow because, you know, it's late winter here in Old Ridge. So the snow, the alfalfa, courseplay doing all its calculations and everything. So you know, it is what it is. So one thing that's kind of funny is, you know, everybody knows that rain will clean your tractors. Apparently snow or hail or whatever this actually is will do the same thing. Because the case was pretty dirty, you know, because I'd done a fair amount of work with it, and she was starting to get a little dirty, but now she's clean except for the tires, you know. So okay, not a big deal. Luckily, it's not a very long run back to the muck pile. So, oh yeah, yeah, you're done on that half of the field. So very good. So I'm just gonna take a look here and see how he did. Yeah, did just fine. So did just fine. I will get him going on the other half. I have markers for the other half. I did try to set it up for both sides of the field, but it just makes a very weird course, and it does some stuff that doesn't make any sense to me. So I decided, you know what, it works on, you know, the two separate halves of that field, so I'll just do it that way. I don't have any problem with seeding courses or anything like that. I think part of the problem with that is that is a, you know, because that's technically a mower, is really what it is, and Courseplay sees it as that, so I think Courseplay just kind of goes a little crazy with it. Now, the first thing I need to do is get this conveyor running before I forget. I was going to bring the Ford down here to kind of run this conveyor, but then I realized I don't really have to do that. It is battery powered, so once you start it, it'll stay running. So all I really have to do is turn it on. Here we go. Disconnect from it, and we'll grab the... I wonder if I should drop this loader off. I think I'm going to drop the loader off too, just because, you know, I don't need it at the moment, so no sense having it on. Try to get it under some cover here. Not that it really matters, because as you can see, it rains, or hails, or snows, or whatever this is. Come off. Why won't you come off? What's the story? Yeah, that worked out great. What is going on? Yeah, okay, well, just stay right there. I've had that problem before. When I took it off one other time, I don't know if it's the collision around the actual tractor itself that causes that, or the collision on the loader, but it acts weird. I may pick up the loader that goes with this, although I think that may just be a reskin of that stole loader. I don't know. You know, if it maybe solves the problem, then that'd be great. All right, we'll get another load of muck here. Go and hopefully finish off those 2 fields at the very least. So, all right, very good. You know, it's funny. I've had a couple days now, you know, since I've been on this map to kind of think about stuff that, you know, that I kind of wanted to do. And one of the things I was thinking about doing was maybe picking up a bigger manure spreader. But then I realized that for the size of this farm, for the size of the fields and everything, I don't really need bigger equipment. You know what I mean? I think you get to the point where, yes, bigger equipment may be more efficient or more, you know, get stuff done quicker or whatever. But for the size of these fields, I don't think you would use bigger equipment in real life. So, and because I try to play this as realistically as possible, I think, you know, this Marshall is a pretty standard size. You see these, you know, all over the UK and the real world. So let's stick with that. Plus, it's kind of fun, you know. Would it be nice to be able to fill this up with 50,000 liters or whatever and come over here and not have to fill it up again for 3 fields? Yeah, I guess in a gameplay sense, but in a realism sense, you wouldn't do that. So, you know, you're going to have to do a fair amount of driving back and forth. There's not much you can do about that, and that's just part of the deal. Probably once all the other fields are done, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut field 11 in half, run a grass strip or 2 down the middle, and then we can work that field as well. I just don't want to do it right at this moment because I want to get the other fields that are done, that don't need any, you know, sort of alterations to them done, and then get some stuff in the ground. Sugar beets are going to go on field 11, one end or the other, or maybe both, you know, and then probably barley on the home fields, maybe some potatoes on field 1, and I don't know what I'll put on field 3. Maybe some more barley, I guess. I kind of want to, I may do some canola, I don't know. Canola is okay. As you guys know, the yield on canola is lousy, but the price is good, and it costs a lot of money to plant. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what I want to plant. I know I need to get into some sort of rotation, though, because I can't just be planting the same thing all the time. That's not good for the soil, and, you know, so, and I'd like to, you know, again, I want to do this as realistically as possible. So, some rotation. Plus, you know, there's some payments that come from planting a variety of crops. So, in real life, not in the game. The game could care less. You could just plant, you know, barley on every field every year, and the game doesn't care. But in real life, you know, in the UK, you get some payments for crop diversity payments, I think they're called, or something like that, for planting different crops. So I might as well emulate that while I'm at it. I'm sorry about zooming way out and, you know, and not doing this in the cab, but if I do this in the cab, I'll make an awful mess of it, and I'll either overlap too much or I won't get it on the parts of the field that I need to get it on, so I kind of need to do this outside the cab. You can see real terrain working away, even on the muck spreader, which is awesome, you know. You guys probably know it is Sunday when I'm recording this. You guys will see this on Monday. You guys will have seen now that the mod contest is over, and they've announced the winners. You know, I don't know what it is with me in this mod contest this year. It just all feels very rushed. You know, and I'm sure they haven't deviated from any of the ways they've done mod contests in the past. It just felt like they rushed the whole thing, you know. And I don't know. I guess, you know, the Crone Baylor won. I guess it certainly deserves to win, you know. Do you really want to waste that muck by spreading it all over where you just spread? I guess it deserves to win. You know, it's a great mod and everything. But I think a mod that needed a hot fix, you know, maybe, I don't know, because I don't want to go too much into this because I don't want to cause a bunch of controversy. I kind of feel like a mod that needed a hot fix, you know, maybe shouldn't have won. And I get that Real Terrain had a hot fix too, but that was, I don't know. That was different because you can't account for every mod in the world, and with Real Terrain being a script, you know, you would expect some tweaking to happen because, you know, there's so many different mods, and it's a global script, and it goes in everything, and there's so many different mods, so many different, you know, variations of things, plow scripts, and everything else that has to account for. So you kind of expect that to have, you know, maybe a hot fix. But I guess with a straight mod with a Baylor, I kind of expected it not to need one, I suppose. And maybe that's unfair, but that's just me. Your opinions will vary, so. Okay, I think that's good enough. We will now go over to field 5 and spread over there. That's a very small field, so hopefully hopefully I will have enough to in this to spread it. Now, what's going to be the best way? Oh, yes, that's right. There's an opening in the hedge directly across. Still got to get used to these fields. Obviously, this is the first time I've ever done anything with them since we just bought them last fall. So, now, let's... And this is another case of, it looks small until you start doing something on it. Then it's not so small anymore. This is another plowed field, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to plow these. Well, I guess I could plow them with Courseplay. Coursplay's not going to care if they're already plowed. You know, obviously, I'd probably use Courseplay anyway, just because it's easier. So, we'll spread the manure. You know, what I'd like to do is, you know, I'm trying to stick to the one thing per episode. So, what I'd like to do is spread all the manure that needs to be spread on all these fields. However many episodes that takes, and then plow them. You know, I'm gonna have to get a cut of grass here, but it's still a little early for that. You know, kind of need a few more weeks. You know, to get into spring proper before I can really cut grass. So I have increased the dairy herd. I've also increased the pigs and the cows, not by a whole bunch. I did bump up the dairy herd from, I believe we were at 30. We now have 75. So, you know, that's a pretty significant increase. But, you know, again, it's mostly just for the muck. For the muck and the slurry. That's really the only reason I want more cows. So, the milk prices, you know, they are what they are. So, but I certainly don't hate the muck, you know. It's a great source of, and these fields are not in bad shape to begin with. But, you know, getting them good to start with is really important. So, okay. This field has a lot of exits and entrances. That's kind of cool. It's funny how some of the smaller fields have those, and the big fields don't. Yeah, we will run down here now. Do I have my beacons on? I do. I left them on during that field. That's fine. I guess it's no big deal to leave your beacons on, right? I see videos of, you know, real life where farmers have their beacons on in the field. So, oh, one little update that I realized about these gates. They do actually save their position when you exit out of the game. So, you know, I had opened up quite a few of them, and they stayed open when I logged back in, which is really cool. You know, I just got to remember to go back behind myself and close them. Otherwise, what's the point of having a gate if you're just going to leave them all wide open? Field 11 is going to take a lot of stuff. One good thing about Field 11 is it's real close to the dairy farm, so spreading manure over there won't be too much of a problem. I should probably get that case either going on the other side of the field or stopped, so that he turns his lights off and everything. You know, this is just, these episodes of the alfalfa and stuff are just going to be laggy, and I knew that going in. I knew planting the alfalfa, you know, was going to be a lag fest. But I just felt like it made sense to put something on the ground for the winter, you know. And I could have probably put winter wheat in or whatever. That wouldn't have caused any lag. But I'm not going to waste it by plowing it in. And I really wanted something I could plow into the field. So, I think while this is filling up, I will go over to the keys. First of all, turn off the lights. Stop him. Reset the course. Now, the problem with this is going to be... Jeez, the lag. It's so bad I can hardly move my mouse. I don't know if he's going to get the middle of this field with this next course. That's going to be the only thing. You know what I'll do? I'll stop him right here for now. Just shut him off. I may do some of that off screen just because it's going to be too laggy to try to do on screen, I think. So, all right, you are full. We can pull away now. I may rethink, you know, my cover crop situation. But the thing is, you know, could I plant grass on all those fields for the winter? Sure, and then plow that in. I don't know if that provides a nutrient benefit, though. I'd have to look that up. But you guys could let me know, certainly. So, all right. We are definitely going through the manure. I doubt very much I'm going to have enough to do, you know, everything I want to do with it. There's just no way. But if we can at least get... Well, you know, I guess putting manure on the home fields would not make a whole lot of sense, since all the alfalfa is going to turn into N anyway. So maybe we just put manure on the fields that we just bought that haven't been worked in a while, and get the end levels up on those. You know, until we can just amass, you know, a huge amount of manure. Probably over this season we can amass a pretty huge amount of manure, I guess, and then, you know, use it for next season. So now, whether you guys see next season or not, I don't know. I want to thank you all for the comments, for all the, you know, all the kind words you guys have left me about the series and everything, and about, you know, the channel and about all that. It means a ton to me, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this, because I enjoy it so much. It's so much fun for me to play on this map that, you know, I haven't even started to consider an end game, you know, the end of the series or anything. You know, and I realize we're now at episode 61, I think this is. That's a lot of episodes on the same map. I only did 35 on Bjornholm, and I really enjoy playing on that map too. So, you know, at some point I'm going to have to consider where I'm going to end this series, but I just don't want to, because it's so much fun. But thank you all for the comments and the suggestions and everything else. It means a ton to me. You know, I really rely on you guys' feedback, you know, because again, I make videos for me ultimately, you know, and I need to enjoy what I'm doing. But in the long run, you know, as I've said over and over and over again, this is not just my channel, it's yours too. And we, you know, and I want to make videos that you guys enjoy too. Otherwise, you know, then I can just make them for myself, right? Okay. I think I will turn the beacons off this time. I don't know why, it doesn't really matter. But now, hopefully, if I'm smart, I can, this will be the last trip on this field to do this, so we will see. I didn't start where I left off, because I am a big doofus. Not that it's all that big of a deal. Like I said, I don't need to get every square inch of the field, but, you know, you can see if you look over there on the soil mod HUD, it's not, the end level isn't awful. So it's, you know, it's times 4. It'll be probably times 8 or 9 by the time this all gets worked in. That's okay. Plus there's some weeds, you know. It's all organic material, so it's all going to go back into the soil and help create some nitrogen. The PK will drop down. I will have to spread a fair amount of PK on these fields, but that's okay. The soil moisture is a little low too, because apparently hail does not provide a moisture benefit. It'll wash a tractor, but it won't, you know, water a field. Okay, very good. The drought situation is getting a little desperate here in Old Ridge too. You know, if we don't get any significant rain, I am almost positive that at the last council meeting that there was some discussion about water restrictions, about what we can and can't do on our fields, you know, as far as irrigation goes. So I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm sure there's going to be some sort of, you know, general announcement made about, you know, what we can do and what we're not supposed to do and everything. So, and that's really going to affect all of our yields, unfortunately. I understand why they do it, but, you know, in my case, and most of the farms around here, we all have wells, you know. We get our water, you know, from our own property. So, obviously, you know, the wells are tapped into the general, you know, the general water table of the area. So, it's not like it's just our water, but I know they haven't closed the public water point over there yet. I don't know if they're going to or not. I guess we can find out at some point, you know, but I'm curious to see if they do it. I would bet they do. Unless this spring is just rainy, where it rains every single day, I would imagine that at some point they're going to say, okay, that's enough. You know, no more irrigation, no more watering and all that sort of stuff. So, and then we'll just have to deal with that when it comes, I guess. Okay, let's see. Now, do we... Well, you know what? I want to cut this field, though, before I really do anything to it. Let's take a... It's been 24 minutes. I think that's probably enough of an episode, huh? We spread manure on those couple of fields. So what I want to do is, I think... How far down do I want to go before I think cutting it at this corner down here might make the most sense. If we go... let's see, how do I do this? If I cut it right here, and I go this way, across the field, and then put in a couple of grass strips there, maybe 6 meters of grass to separate them, yeah, I think that's going to be the best bet. I think that'll be the best bet. I think that makes the most sense. So, and I don't really want to spread anything on the field until I do that, because otherwise I'm just wasting it. So this field can kind of wait until all the other fields are done, and then we'll come over and work this field. So, because as I said, I'm going to put sugar beets on either one half or both halves of this field anyway, so not a big deal. So what I think I'll do is, I'll do this, as we're into 25 minutes of this video, you know, and again, you know, there's a lot of episodes of this, and there's no sense in making them all 2 hours long. So what I think I'm going to do is, I'm going to go down here, I'm going to drop this manure spreader off at the dairy farm, because I think I want to save the rest of the manure, because field 11 is going to take, you know, both halves of field 11 are going to take a lot of it, as you guys could probably guess, and it'll probably take what I have left of it. So I will get, I'll get courseplay going on the other half of the field. You know what I realized too, having watched Shawnee B, or Sean Blaylock's latest video on Mulroy Bay, where he named Follow Me. I believe he may be the first person to name Follow Me. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know, first of all, you should be subscribed to Sean Blaylock. If you're not, he's in my featured channels list, so go subscribe to him and watch his videos, because he makes great videos. He's got a storyline-based video on Mulroy Bay going, which is really cool. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, David Oldfield had actually started the tradition of naming these scripts, these automation scripts, you know, like Auto Combine and Auto Tractor and Courseplay and all that. You know, Crazy Pete and you know, Alcoholic Charles with Reefy and everything. I do not have names for my hands, and I've been trying to come up with them, you know, names that are different from what everybody else uses, you know, and I'm having a hard time with it. But, you know, if you guys have any suggestions, you know, of actual real names that, you know, aren't Charlie or Paul or Pete, you know, I'd be glad to hear them, you know. I think I'm just going to park this whole rig right here, just so it's out of the way. We can leave that right there. Yeah, I'd love to hear them, you know. And then I can name my hands, too. Okay. Now, let's see. First of all, I need this. And I need to figure out home field 2 markers. Is that the one I want? I believe if I turn the waypoints on. Is it field 2? Oh, no. Okay. I had to name them different names, obviously, so so this would be field 1. Home field 1 markers. There it is. Okay. And let's see. Why is it still showing me in field 11? Oh, because I'm on the edge of field 11. I'm like, what? And I thought something was wrong with the map, but then I realized that the home field's butt up against field 11. So, okay. Now, the markers don't quite extend out into the middle of the field, so what I may end up doing is just doing that by hand. So let's see. We are sort of at the south, west, east, maybe? I don't know. South, east? Let's try southeast. And we want to go north. I'm not going to put a headland in because there's nothing really for him to hit, and it does a little better of a job without a headland, so let's go ahead and generate that course. Now, where is the start? Oh, I'm on the wrong end of the map. Of course I am. Okay. So that's going to be the stop, so that means the start's going to be over here somewhere. Oh, it's so laggy. Alfalfa, why you do this to me? Such a cool idea, but so laggy. Okay, they're silly. Obviously, the start's going to be way over here. There it is. All right. Now, he may get into this tree down here. I don't know. I kind of want to call Courseplay Complaining Perry, just because of the fact that, no, not complaining, I'm sorry, Competent Perry, because if you do it right, it will work just fine. You know what I mean? And it will, in fact, that's going to be Courseplay's name. Competent Perry, we're going to call it, because if you set him up right, he will do exactly what you want him to do. Perry is very competent, and he has no problem doing his job, you know, as long as you give him the correct directions. So Competent Perry it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn these off now, because that's just going to cause more lag. And we're going to go drive course at first waypoint. He's going to drop his mulcher / cultivator, and off he goes. And I'll just do the middle part. Now you can see because this is technically a mower, it will mow the grass too. Oh well, that's fine. Soil model will make that disappear after a while, so not a big deal. Yep, there we go. Very good. So he's turning that in. I guess I won't spread manure on this this time because there's not really any point in it. There'll be plenty of end in here from turning this alfalfa into the soil, so that should be fine. So there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, I appreciate all your comments, all your feedback, all your tips, your suggestions. Thank you to everybody who left me tips and suggestions on the Waldecker video about Courseplay. I am a big doofus, and I'm going to try all of your suggestions, and I'm sure that they will work, because you guys know what you're talking about, whereas I don't. But thank you so much for all the tips and suggestions. It means a ton to me. I'll be on the lookout for more Brayborn Lee's testing videos. You know, I am so far behind on those, but I am going to blow out a whole bunch of them because I got a lot of testing to do. I want to get that, we want to get that map done for Jim, so we can get it released and everybody can enjoy it, because it is going to be a very good, well, it is a very good map. And I don't foresee any problems with it anyway. So, what else? Look for some new stuff coming up on the channel in the coming weeks, or in the coming days, actually. Lots of new stuff. One new game, especially, that I've really been looking forward to playing, and I'm going to start recording it hopefully today. Try to record a big block of it and then put it up, during the course of the week or whatever. So that's something to look forward to. As always, thank you guys for coming to the channel, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing, for being active members of our community, for interacting. I love it. You guys are amazing. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Say it every video, but I'm going to say it every video because I truly mean it. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. As I always say, bigger is not better. You know what I mean? Better is better. And you guys make the channel better, and thank you so much. And as always, thank you for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.